I'm Brenna Shockey. I'm the Membership Relations Manager for the Greater Fairbanks Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here inside the new west location of Northrim Bank. Today we're going to be talking to Joe Schierhorn, the Chairman, President, and CEO of Northrim Bank, and getting to know him and his organization a little bit better. Hi, Joe.
Hi there. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you for letting us come and do this wonderful ribbon cutting here at your new location. It's beautiful inside. You can really see a lot of the Alaskan elements coming through in the design work, which of course we all love to see.
There's lots of different touches here that Linda Utech and Gem Construction have put into this building. I particularly like the colors. Reminds you of the Northern Lights when you come in and everything. It's neat.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and it really shows that you're a 907 built and
It's one of our core values, proud to be Alaskan. And
Yeah.
we're certainly proud on a day like this.
yeah, absolutely, a 30 below. That's a first for all of us. All right, so Joe, I'm going to ask you 20 questions so we can get to know you and Northrim Bank a little bit more in depth. Are you ready?
You bet.
All right, so when was Northrim Bank first established?
So we were established in December of 1990, December 4 to be exact.
Oh, I
In
like
1990 in Anchorage, and two small little trailers that we'll probably talk about a little bit more as we go along.
Absolutely. That actually leads me into part of my next question. So we've been told that you've played a major part of the founding of this great Alaskan bank. How were you involved?
So I was fortunate enough to be one of the first employees that started at the bank, and I started as a commercial lending officer. And we had two Atco trailers in our parking lot. It was raised money for the bank, but then we had to remodel our main building to actually form a branch. So we operated out of those two trailers, and I was a lending officer, compliance officer, Community Reinvestment Act officer. We wore a lot of hats back then, and I was fortunate enough to be amongst, I think we had about 23 employees when we first started.
And now look at you today.
Now we have a branch structure throughout the state. This is our actual 17th branch throughout the state. And along with our branch structure, we have many offices that Residential Mortgage has, which is part of our institution. And they have probably almost as many locations throughout the state in their branch network too. So we're happy to combine the two. Sometimes we have them co-located with us, but many times they have standalone facilities also.
That's wonderful and a great partnership. Absolutely.
It's fantastic.
So tell us a little bit more about this new branch location. What services will be offered here?
You know, it's going to be a full service branch, so customers can come and get deposit services, electronic banking, they can get a mortgage here, commercial loan, consumer loan. We're going to be able to provide them a full suite of banking services from this location. And we're so excited to be on this side of town. We think it's a great complement to our financial center along the Johansson Expressway. So the two complement each other, and it opens us up to the whole west side of Fairbanks here, which we're very excited about.
Absolutely. And you already beat me to my next question.
Sorry.
It was how many banks does Northrim have? And you said 17.
17 branches, and we have a loan production office in Kodiak, and then we have a division located in Bellevue, Washington that purchases accounts receivables from customers called Northrim Funding Services.
Oh, that's an interesting little fact. I like that little tidbit. So I know that I have kind of heard little rumors and whispers, but I've never seen him for myself. We've heard that Northrim has a special team member named Perry. Who is Perry?
Perry's quite a character. He pops up all over the state from time to time. He's this moose-looking type of creature, purple with the Northrim colors and everything. He's cheery, he's friendly. Some of the kids like him a lot, so we hope that he'll make an appearance up here later in the year when it's... Perry's, you know, he's a moose, but he doesn't like it too cold, so hopefully he'll come back up here when it's a little warmer.
He's a southern moose.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
Well, hopefully we get to meet him, and maybe we'll see him in the Golden Days Parade this year.
Hey, you never can tell.
Yeah. So many people have noticed that the name Residential Mortgage is on some of your building locations. Can you tell me more about this connection and how they help the community?
Yeah. So we've had a relationship with Residential Mortgage that dates back all the way to 1998. We were a founding investor in the company and have had a great relationship with them. So they're a mortgage origination company. And about 6 years ago, we purchased the other 3/4 of the company that we did not own. So Residential Mortgage is now a wholly owned subsidiary of Northrim Bank. And they have offices throughout from Fairbanks all the way down to Juneau, and many offices in the South Central area. So they were the #1 mortgage originator last year in the state. So they provide services to people just beginning in their home ownership on up through people moving up, and certainly on the refinance activity. With the decrease in mortgages, there's been a tremendous amount of refinance activity, and they were very, very busy helping people save money on their mortgages with lower interest rates. And that occurred throughout the state, and they did a wonderful job. They have a real devotion to their customers, and many times they work with customers 2, 3, 4, 5 different times, whether they're refinancing or moving up or changing their locations in their house. They're the place to go for a home mortgage.
That sounds wonderful. Who doesn't love saving money and also having a strong, trusted partnership with
You bet.
someone in your local community?
Yep.
Well, I love that. Do you have any other partners like residential?
We do. So we work with Elliott Cove Capital Management to provide investment services to our customers. So you can come into a branch, and an investment advisor that works with Northrim Bank can help the customer with their investment products. They're index funds, and they provide a wide range of options to our customers, both for stock investments and also for annuities through Elliott Cove Insurance. So there's a wide range of options for you if you're interested in that.
Oh, that's good to know. I learned something new today.
Yeah.
Now here's a little bit more of a fun one. What is your #1 banking tip for parents who want to set their kids up for financial success?
Start early. Teach them to save and to budget, and teach them about the importance of being disciplined in your spending habits, certainly, so that you can build savings over time for a home purchase that we were talking about, for education needs, and to have flexibility in your life, to be able to respond to emergencies if you have an adequate amount of savings, a whole variety of things. But start early and provide them with a good example with your own personal finances.
That's the best advice I've heard. And it echoes something my parents always said as well. So good to know they're on the right track, and I am too. So what about investors? If I wanted to become, part of the Northrim family, could I add shares to my portfolio?
You could. Yeah, so the bank started as a public company. We've been listed on the NASDAQ since day one under the symbol NRIM. So you can buy shares in the company. Right now we're trading right about $35 a share. We started out with our original public offering at $8 a share. And with stock splits and so forth, that original customer probably had a basis in their stock of around 4 or so. So they've done okay with the value of their investment over time. But if you're interested, you can definitely purchase shares in the bank under the symbol NRIM on the NASDAQ Stock Exchange.
That's good to know, and help me diversify my portfolio a little bit. And what are some of the core values of Northrim?
So we have at Northrim what is called our mission, vision, and values. And we live by that each and every day. So our mission is to be Alaska's most trusted financial institution. Our vision is to be an employer of choice and a premier bank. And our values, we're proud to be Alaskan. We're proud on a day like this to be Alaskan, definitely. Superior customer first service, growth, and integrity. We want growth for our employees, we want growth for our customers, and growth for the returns to our shareholders. And integrity is at the basis of all of our interactions with our customers and certainly with one another. We're open, honest, transparent, truthful in our communications, and that builds long-standing relationships with each other, within the bank, and certainly with our customers. We work really hard at that. At the core of everything we do is customer first service. That's the foundation of the bank, and it's been that way since day one, and that's how we've grown, and that's how we're going to continue to grow.
Absolutely. And that trusted element is such a big thing, especially now when people are relying on those financial institutions for guidance.
You have to work hard at that, and that's the basis of communication and trust and long-term relationships. That's why we have with our partners, like residential mortgage, and with our customers, and with our employees, many of whom have been with us for 10, 15, 20, 25 years. Some have even hung around for 30, imagine that.
You just can't make them leave, you know? All right, well, talking about that trust element, I know a lot of people are looking to banks for that guidance right now during the pandemic. Can you tell us how you've helped local communities during the pandemic?
Yeah. So within the bank and the banking services, we've worked really hard to work with our customers, whether it's modifying terms of loans that they have with us, providing them new financing if they need it, and certainly reaching out very much so during the Paycheck Protection Program. So we were the #1 provider of Paycheck Protection Program loans throughout the entire state. Very active here in Fairbanks and throughout the entire state. That was a big way that we've reached out. In addition, we continue to support many organizations in the community, the University of Alaska, Food Bank of Alaska, United Way. We have a long-standing school business partnership with Denali Elementary School here in Fairbanks and others throughout the state. But we've really tried to, even if those events that those organizations were sponsoring weren't occurring, we donated to them anyway to provide them ongoing support because we know that their services are so important for many others throughout the community.
Absolutely, and help them keep on track for when we can recover fully. That's wonderful. And that also answers my next question a little bit in part. So in 2020, your statewide team really stepped up and helped their local communities wherever they were in the state, whether if that was donations or volunteer hours. And you kind of touched on some of those organizations. Can you just list a few that your employees volunteered at?
Yeah. So the main way that we get involved is, like I said, through that school business partnership with Denali Elementary. We have a long-standing relationship with the University of Alaska, so the School of Management, and we host this what's called Roast and Boast. So we do that at our Fairbanks Financial Center on Johansson Expressway, and that allows local businesses to come and show their business to many others, and it also allows the university students to be involved in the promotion side, the event side, the management side. So we really think that that's important for ongoing development, both of them and many other businesses throughout the community.
Absolutely, and one of the best caffeinated events, I should say, as well. I know that's always been a topic at Chamber. All right, so my next question is, do you have any upcoming projects that we should know about?
So we're very excited to have completed this project because we've been working on it for a long time. We have several branch remodels that are occurring in the Anchorage area. So several of our branches are getting a bit of a refresh as far as that goes. So those are the main projects. So we've had, over the last several years, been gradually expanding our branch network throughout the state. We added a branch in a portion of Anchorage where we weren't. We added a branch in Soldotna. We've opened a loan production office in Kodiak, and now we've opened this branch here. So we've been gradually building out our footprint and working on those projects in a very detailed, disciplined way where there's a need. And we feel very much that there's a need on this side of town for our services, so we're excited to be here.
Absolutely. I'm sure the west side of Fairbanks is happy to see you guys pop up.
Yep.
That way they don't have to drive to the other side to say hello.
You bet.
All right. So there are so many things you're involved with. You mentioned the Roast and Boast, of course, the Denali School program. Do you have any community events that Northrim is historically involved with, going back a long period of time?
Right. So we've been long-term advocates for a long-term sustainable financial plan for the state of Alaska. And we advocate for that in various ways, but one of them is our sponsorship of economic lunches that we sponsor throughout the state, here, down in Anchorage, and down in Juneau. We weren't able to do that on a personal basis here in 2020, but we did provide a virtual format for that, for people to really for us to share information, both on the economy and our thoughts for a long-term fiscal plan for the state. So we're going to continue to provide those services and provide that information as we go forward. Everybody is working hard to stay connected, so it may be virtual or it may be in person, but we're going to continue to advocate for that. The state just, obviously we completed our election cycle here in November, and we were very, very involved with the advocacy against the proposed oil tax initiative, ballot measure number 1. So you'll see the bank get involved in items that we feel affect the entire state, and certainly items that affect the greater business community over time, because we feel it's very important to have a vibrant, growing business economy, and so we're going to continue to advocate for those types of issues as we go forward.
Absolutely, and I know the Fairbanks Chamber is thankful for your advocacy and your sponsorship of those economic lunches so that we can fully talk about different issues that the state is facing.
Thank you.
Those are wonderful. And more of a fun question, are there any, animal-based events that you guys are supporters of?
Oh, well, we are. In fact, one of our executives there, Mike Houston, is wearing a jacket that sponsors the Iditarod, if that's what you were talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we're proud of our sponsorship of the Iditarod, and we intend to continue that. And our own Scotty Watkins, his wife, I believe, is training for a dog mushing event this coming weekend.
That's
so
wonderful.
So it's a part of the bank. It's ingrained in us, and we think it's a vital event that we're very, very proud to sponsor.
Yeah, absolutely. I know the Iditarod and the Yukon Quest are just such fun historical events. They really leave a legacy. And you get to see people that you work with every day involved, so that's even more fun. All right, and then a little fun question again, salmon or halibut?
It's kind of a toss-up, to be honest. I like them both, but probably a little more salmon than halibut.
All right, that's fair. We won't hold it against you. Now, snow machine or skis?
Skis. Now, when I was a little kid, I would have said snow machines, because I grew up here in Fairbanks, and I have fond memories of being able to come home from school and jump on the snow machine and go around in this little field out by our house. Not so much anymore. So mainly cross country, downhill every once in a while, but I love to ski.
That's absolutely a Fairbanks theme, I think. We're all cross country at heart.
Yep.
Did you have a mentor or an individual that influenced your professional career?
I did, a couple, actually. Probably primarily, or first off, my father, just for the example that he set, for hard work and discipline and perseverance. And he had a great way of communicating with people, and he was really positive, always positive with people. And our co-founder, Mark Langland, who was a longtime banker here in Fairbanks as well. And he was just such a great guy to work with. I had the opportunity to work with him for 25 years at the bank. And absolutely always positive, aggressive, set high standards for himself, very hard worker, high standards for the institution, but was always supportive of people. Always friendly, always a great communicator, but always positive. He never, the glass was always half full, or them some, with Mark. And he always saw opportunity out there. And so he was pushing us to really take advantage of that opportunity and push the bank forward and move into different markets. And he really had just always a light about him whenever you spoke to him, honestly. And so it was truly an enjoyable guy to work with and a great mentor.
That sounds like they were both excellent influences on your career.
Yep.
I think everyone needs that, no matter where they are in their life.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what is one memorable experience that you've had working for Northrim?
Probably the very beginning, when we were working out of the trailer. And so we worked in two little ATCO trailers, one lone, one pod branch, for about 4 months until our main facility was remodeled so we could have a more conventional branch at that time. But it was just a lot of fun because everything was new, of course. And each new customer that came in was a small victory, and we celebrated that in our own way. And it was tough. Obviously, you're working in a little trailer in the dead of winter, because we started December 4th, and we didn't move into our main facility until the first part of April. And, no plumbing, not a whole lot of heat, and, various things like that in there. But, it was fresh and new, and we were just excited to be starting this bank, and people were excited to be banking with us at that time. Because so many people, Alaska was coming out of a deep recession, so many people had lost their relationship with their bank because their bank had failed in the late 80s. And here they were looking for somebody to help them, somebody to provide them services, somebody to relate to them, to be responsive, to be flexible. And we were out there doing that. And it was just a lot of fun working out of that, and something that I feel I was fortunate to be able to do during that time.
I bet, and seeing the growth and the change,
A lot of change.
Upward fashion, I bet that would have been very exciting. And you're
change.
still excited, so that's a good sign.
Yep.
All right, last fun question. In the annual Governor's Cup hockey game, who do you root for, the Seawolves or the Nanooks?
See, if you would have asked me a baseball question, I would have said Gold Panners.
Oh, good answer.
Because I have fond memories growing up with the Gold Panners and watching them as a little kid, and all the guys that went on to be significant players in the major leagues. But for hockey, I had two boys that played hockey for a long time in Anchorage, and they had a number of coaches who were ex-UAA players. So our allegiance is probably more with UAA on that one rather than the Nanooks. Sorry about that.
We'll forgive you.
Because of those relationships that we developed over many, many years with our kids and their coaches in Anchorage.
All right. Well, that makes sense. You're still welcome to sit on our side. 10-time
okay.
reigning champs over here.
Okay, I know. Yeah, you guys have been beating us a lot. I give that to you.
It's okay. He's wearing Nanook blue for the
Yeah.
record. All right. The last question I have for you is, what is Northrim Bank's mission statement?
So our mission statement is to be Alaska's most trusted financial institution, to be an employer of choice and a premier bank. And then our core values that support that mission are that we are very proud to be Alaskan, superior customer first service, growth, and integrity. Those support our mission and our vision. And with everybody embracing those throughout our organization, it really makes for a great place to work, and it really helps us develop long-term relationships with our customers, which to us is the most important thing.
Well, thank you, Joe.
You bet.
Thank you for taking time to welcome us into your new West location branch. And hopefully we'll all be walking in here to deposit money and do everything we need to here soon.
You bet.
And hopefully without masks, so we can see everyone's beautiful face.
Look forward to that. Definitely look forward to it.
Well, thank you for taking the time. And if you have a moment, feel free to check out the Facebook page for the Fairbanks Chamber to watch our live ribbon cutting with Joe. Thank you.
Thank you.